back in the shop again. I'm not gonna lie, it's been about a week. Working on the 67, that little beauty right there. I got it all welded in. I got that inner rocker structure all welded in. Basically, this is it. Like I said, one heck of a gap back here. I took myself to Gapplebee's by not making myself do a better job at fitting this before I cut it. So, my fault. But, you know, overall, it's not bad. I had to split it here, like I said, because this was hanging in compared to the rest of the floor, and so I split it and pulled it out so that it would match a little better. I had to bring this out and then just basically stitch this all the way across, and since it's a floor pan, I was not quite as concerned, but I think the next thing we're probably going to have to do is get this kick panel in and this support post in here. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. This is a new camera to me. It's a GoPro, and I've never had one before, so I am learning how to use it right now. It seemed to have shut off on me, and then I started it again, and then the screen went blank, and you know, I don't know exactly what it's doing. But it is cold out here, so maybe that's part of the problem. I have a few extra batteries, and let's get to it. I want to try to get this ready, I guess, fitted. Where's the other piece that I got? I got another piece. Where are those pieces? They're over there. Alright, so I've got this piece. I can't remember how much or how well it fit. Looks like I've done a little bit on it. I took it and just sandblasted it. Ooh. Actually, that looks like it fits pretty good. It looks like I've done a pretty good job of fitting that up before. So, we do have just a little bit of a gap here, but I think I need to clean up the inside of this here so that I can pinch weld these together. I've got to coat this in some primer, which might be kind of interesting because it's so cold out. So I guess what this camera does is flashes red so that I know that it's still recording, but it shuts off the screen. So, but I was kind of looking forward to having the screen on all the time because then I can see what's going on. So I guess I'll just have to take your guys' word for it. Let me know if you can't see me. Sure, slid in there easier from this side. Whoa, whoa! Would you look at that? Looks a lot better. Like I said, I'm gonna have to beat some stuff together or something. Let's knock this down flat so we know that we can weld to it. I'm just gonna smooth this out right here. Only because there's a bump there. I don't know if you can see it, but from where I welded a plug, so that we can have this laying down as close to that as we possibly can. Sort of what we got going on here. I think it honestly looks pretty good. Quite a bit better. There's not a whole lot in here, but let's hope that it... Ooh, thick. Thick. There we go. Tack coat. right? Not so much, a little thick for a tack coat, but you know, I got a whole other side to actually work on while that dries, as you can see. Ugh. Do I even know where to start over here? No, not really. But it was kind of a little pitted and stuff, and I wasn't really planning on. I think I bought a new one of these. However, I don't think these new ones actually fit the same. And check that out. See, it's got the little captured nuts inside. That's what we're actually gonna end up doing. Well, these two have them. I'm gonna end up putting them over here as well on the front side here, the center rocker, as soon as I drill it out properly, and then I'll weld some bolts on after we get everything together. This one already has it, so that's cool, but it basically needs to go right back where it came from. Not totally sure that's possible. Maybe I'll bolt these back in after I clean up the threads, and then yeah, I mean, that's all there is really to do on this guy. Well, I gotta smooth this out so I can get a good fitment right there, you know, or else it's not gonna fit right. I also have to shave down this here, and I don't know why, but this cab corner wants to fight me every step of the way. It just doesn't want to go on here for nothing, even though I'm pretty sure there's plenty of space for it over there that way. But like that should go like that, but I feel like, man, it just don't want to. Yeah, so we can work on that. Well, this dries up a little bit. Gotta clean these off so I can re-spot weld everywhere. The reason why this is out of the vehicle, even though, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it doesn't seem that rusty, but it does have a lot of surface rust and some pitting on it, but it's going to be hidden. That's why I sandblasted it in the first place. The reason why it's out, though, is because in order to get this all cut out, I felt like, since I replaced the one on the other side with all new sheet metal, I felt like this was the easiest way to get this inner rocker in here. So that's why that came out. And it's gonna go back in the same spot. I'll go see if I can find a couple of bolts that'll fit in this, and we can just clamp it in there. Maybe this needs a little bit of, and this probably needs a little bit of primer. I can primer this backside from the inside, but maybe I should, sorry, talking to you with my mask on. Maybe I should just do a, well, I don't want to get that rust treatment on here and then try to weld on it. I don't know what to do. I guess we'll just weld her back in and try to make it work. So, where's that primer? I'm gonna go primer it and I'll be back. That thing's going off. I'll show you what, I've kind of cleaned up all this and I primered it. Now we gotta let that kind of set up weld through primer. And I cleaned up the back side of this too. Hard to see, hard to know if I really did a good job. So we'll try to see if we can get this in here. Kind of try to tack in some of this stuff just to kind of hold it, you know. Can't remember, I think I drilled some holes across here, or I spot welded it. Can't remember. So we figured this out, and then we figure this out. And then we got to figure out, cut this piece off and put the original piece back on. When in doubt, I guess get the vice grips out. See what we can do with these. Feels pretty good. Looks pretty good. Can probably just tack it from this side to hold it on. And then I gotta figure out how to suck this up, probably the same way. I think some snow just fell. Yeah. Let's turn off the heat. And let's see if we can tack in some of this stuff. Oh, that was tremendously horrible. Horribly amazing. Let's bring out a secret weapon. I don't know what you can and can't see here. This sucker's heavy, and with injuring my wrist a couple of years ago at work, kind of slowed me down on a lot of this stuff. But we're gonna give it a go. Trying to do the two-handed thing. It should be all set up, so we're just gonna crimp it right here. Oh, baby. That's pretty nice. I'm gonna try to do this last little one right here. Of course, there's holes here from before. What I'll do is I'll weld those up with the MIG welder. Do like a plug weld. It'll be like twice as strong. Pretty handy device, I'll tell you that much. But that's heavy. Heavy sucker. Tell you what, very heavy. I think I can go ahead and do across the backside here too, for the floor, honestly. If I can. Wow, that really split again. All right. We're gonna have to do something a little different here, I guess. gonna have to put a tack weld there, I think. You guys still watching? Yep. All right, and that's how you do it professionally. Just kidding. Yeah, I burned a hole in there. Yeah, it happens a lot to me. Because you know, when you're that good at burning holes, you're just that good at burning holes. All I can say about that. Need a couple spot welds here, a couple spot welds here, a couple spot welds here. But you know, in all reality, like it's in there. You know, it ain't going anywhere else. So there you have it. It does help if you turn the machine on. Yep, let's do 2.5 seconds of burn time. What do you think of them apples? Pretty fandancy, if you ask me. One of the coolest tools I've had or been able to pick up. So well, let's fire up the MIG welder and burn in a couple of spots here and
it's on fire! Just kidding, it's not really not on fire. I want to fall apart.
so just gonna stitch this across here, I guess, just to give it some strength. Those spot welds are nice, but I don't trust them 100%. And the stitch is stronger than a straight weld. So I'll just knock this semi-smooth. Enough to be able to put the rest of the stuff over it, if you know what I mean. Ooh, I don't know what that was. Crack. Alrighty. Seems pretty sturdy. Well, so sort of thinking that maybe I should cut this out, because I definitely want to put this on there because it just looks more original to me, if you get what I'm saying there. I'll cut it back a little bit from the line, and I'll see if I can. After that, I might need to hammer this up a little bit, because if we fit it like that, this needs to tilt back a little bit more, and I think this needs to be folded in that way. So I think if I cut this off, then I'll lose some of that. Maybe I should cut a little bit further out from that line, because then when I push that back, I'll still have something to weld to on this. That makes sense. So that's what I'll do, maybe. Yeah, something like that. I'll clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna push down on it just to fold this piece back a little bit. See if that fits better now. I think I need to nip off a little corner here. That's why it's not going in. Alright, put something down. Put the right thing down there. there. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I gotta figure out how to get these holes back in here. Because I need to locate this piece based on these two holes. So, and then I can figure out where exactly that needs to be and then weld it in. Looks like it's not too bad lined up wise, but once I get those two holes right here, then I'll be in good shape, I think. Looks like I might need a Dremel for one and then just a drill for the other one. So I'll do that real quick. I know you guys are getting bored of me just banging on stuff. It's really comfortable to get down there, you know. Can't find my Dremel stuff. I can find my Dremel. I can't find my Dremel stuff. So we're gonna have to see what we can do with the step bit. Gosh dang. Well, pretty amazing what you can do with just a drill bit and a step bit or whatever. So that's where the original one was lined up at. Means we need to kind of cut down the front of this. We got some issues here. That's all right. It'll weld. It'll weld up, right? Probably should have had you looking at this the whole time. What we got here is we got a pretty good gap right here between these, but these holes are where this needs to be and where this lines up right on the edge there. So kind of tempted to clean this up on the edge here so that I can kind of weld it together, you know. Once I tack it in a few spots, I can kind of fill this in. I don't know. I think it looks pretty good right there, honestly. So I know this has to be there. This has been moved around a little bit, so I guess I could cut out a sliver there, kind of match it and weld it in. Went a little too far on that last, one of those last cuts there. I need to take this out. wasn't good. I need to take this off. I need to take just a little bit off of this right here. That's what I need to do. And then we'll stick it back on there again. We'll try to recreate this. So we got kind of that kind of gap going on. And I can't move this in and I can't move this in any further, else it changes this. So I'm in a situation where I have to weld it up and then fill this section down low. So I guess that's what's gonna happen. That's pretty close. Pretty close to where that needs to be. Yeah, that's about bang on. And then we stick that right where that needs to be. And there we have it. Okay, I'm gonna clean up. That was some snow falling, man. Serious snowfall. Ooh. Leaning on stuff I shouldn't be leaning on. Sheesh. What am I doing? Alright. Gonna need maybe a little more light. Alright. So you can kind of see where I went wrong there. I'm gonna have to try to line that up, and you know, I could just weld this, stick that up there, and weld that and weld it right to it, which is maybe what might be the best thing to do. I'll line this up a little bit and then we'll try to clean this up a little bit better so it matches better, and then weld it. So if that makes sense to you guys, I hope. I'm gonna have to go weld this up and then I'll show you guys. We've got this split right here. It's pretty lined up here and here. I feel like I need to just nick a little bit off of there, or just weld it the way it is and call it good. You know? I'm still wearing a helmet. So I welded it here, and it seems like now I'm having a little bit of a hard time fitting it up right here. So if I shave it down kind of ever so slightly right here, my head's probably in the way, right? If I shave it down just right here, I think, and right here a little bit, then I can get this up a little bit closer, which will make this hole maybe a little bit happier. I'm just gonna weld this down here and fill it in, and that'll be fine because it'll be strong enough, I think. And then I can just seam sealer this to clean it, you know, I'll have to clean up a little bit of spatter and stuff, but for the most part, I think we're looking pretty good. I may cut and make something for this side right here. I don't know if you can see how it doesn't really line up that well. So I may cut a piece and bend a piece just to kind of make it, form it so it comes straight down here. I don't know yet, but I'll have to see where the rocker falls right here, and maybe I'll just make a little piece that comes down here. And I can't remember what this looked like before it was cut out, and I don't think I have any of the old pieces that I cut out either. So it's been a couple of years since I really cut this out, which is kind of sad, really. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. It's dinner time. I may not make it back out tonight, but I'll probably try to come back tomorrow or the next day. I don't know for sure yet.